Simon, down to you.
Let's bring in Representative Janice Hahn. She is a California Democrat. Welcome to the program, Congresswoman. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Simon, for having me.
Which way will you vote?
As it stands today, I am voting no. I took a red-eye flight from Los Angeles Saturday night so I could be in Washington, D.C. on Sunday. I went into the secured vault to read the classified documents. I sat in the briefing with about 100 members of Congress who flew back for Sunday. And I came away still not convinced that this was a war that I thought we should be involved in. And so for me, the case has not been made on why we should do this. I will tell you, I appreciate the president not making this decision divorced from the American people or from Congress. I was one of those who signed a letter asking the president to allow Congress to weigh in on this. And I'm not going to make this decision divorced from the constituents that I represent. And much like my colleague who was just on, my constituents yesterday at Labor Day picnics and parades overwhelmingly pleaded with me not to take us to war on this issue. They did not feel like this was a war that we needed to get involved in.
I'm not clear, Congresswoman. Is your chief objection, having seen the secret evidence, that the evidence doesn't stack up to prove who was responsible for using the chemical weapons, or is it that you feel that a strike would not be effective?
Well, I believe it's both of those. We were given intelligence information that allowed our folks to be highly confident that chemical weapons had been used, but there was no direct link to Assad as being the one that gave the order for that. But for me, even if that case was made, I am still hoping that there is another way to hold him accountable. If indeed, after World War II, 199 countries signed on to this agreement that chemical weapons should be used, you know.
Congresswoman, we're rapidly running out of time, but I want to ask you something very important before we let you go. As you said, you were one of the 64 Democrats who said that Congress had to vote. It had to come back to Capitol Hill. Isn't the danger here that actually it doesn't pass, and then after the Commander-in-Chief has said for a year, this is a red line, he's not able to enforce any punishment or any consequences for that at a time when so many people are mindful of much bigger red lines that have to be drawn with Iran?
Well, maybe then we would explore other consequences and other ways to hold Assad accountable for this. I still feel that we should strengthen our sanctions against Syria. Let's try to find some other ways to hold this guy accountable besides dragging the United States into a war, which, by the way, after the first military strike, it is unpredictable, and we do not know what's going to happen after that. And that's what concerns me, and I think should concern all the American people.
Congresswoman Janice Hahn joining us live from Los Angeles. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Simon, as you know, the impact on oil and gold is something